I thought hair was supposed to prevent you from diseases, right? Isn't that why we got the stuff in our nose to capture
before it gets in there?
My wife is not going to let me. I'm not clipping my nose hairs anymore. She
you
gonna be like, you need to clip.
I
prevented the coronavirus. I've prevented myself from sniffing in the coronavirus. It's the cilia. My cilia is going to catch it. That's science, dog. Trust me, that is science.
You know what? I feel you.
That's science.
I'm just going to roll around with it. That's it.
People make up science all the time.
Yeah.
Alternative facts, alternative science.
Yep, you're right.
Yo. We are back.
We are back.
Oh my gosh. Second episode?
Yes.
This week?
Yeah.
What is killing them?
Should this be like season 2 or something? Is that what
this has got to be considered season 2.
Right?
We'll put it under season 2.
Okay.
Man, season 2 of the Loose Cannons podcast.
I know we back in effect.
That's amazing. If you don't know, I'm No Justin No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons podcast because we sit down and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture.
What else?
Politics.
What else?
Movies and TV and how they all intersect. And oh baby, do we have a good episode for you guys?
Yes, we do.
This is the social media episode in which we sit down, we talk about things that went on in social media that was crazy, funny, cool, or sad.
Yes.
Got some sad stuff.
We do have some sad stuff.
We'll get into it.
We will.
But before we get into that, the coronavirus got the Pope.
Yo.
I thought he didn't drink.
No coronas, you're right. You're right.
Yo, listen, when I seen that, listen. What is this thing? What is the coronavirus? Because it's on the back of a Lysol can.
All right, so you want to know what it is from like a real perspective or conspiracy theorist perspective? I mean,
let's get the CDC perspective. What they send their media people out to say.
Oh, so the CDC is going to say, all right, so we have the worst case of epidemic, possibly pandemic, eventually of something that is harming people with low immunity systems and it's currently spreading like wildfire.
But doesn't everything harm people with low immunity systems first?
Yes.
Okay. That was just mumbo jumbo.
It's just Mother Nature killing off the lower ones.
Like, by Mother Nature, you mean Dr. Mother Nature?
Yeah, Dr. Mother Nature.
Okay, who sits in the lab and
who's like, oh, this is the perfect time, perfect place.
I'm assuming he's German. I've got the best. Well, I don't even know.
Is that based on movies and TV shows you've seen?
Yes.
The propaganda from Hollywood, brother.
I think the doctor looks like Dr. Was it Schultz from Django?
You're right.
I've got Eureka. I think he says that.
Eureka, I got it.
I've got it.
Okay. I see. I feel
so, but it's spreading.
Yeah.
And it's serious.
Oh yeah, 40 countries at this point. That's amazing.
What is this? Is a movie.
Yo, people want passports like this. 40 stamps.
First of all, what you just said was like the thing that you see like on the screen when it says a pandemic has entered 40 countries.
Yeah.
And then you see starring Brad Pitt. You're like, yeah.
Currently affecting six continents.
Let's go, Brad Pitt.
Like, what? Okay.
Brad Pitt can't save us.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he trying though.
What is going to happen?
Him and Leo getting back together. Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's talk about Corona. Let's it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, you got your hazmat suit ready?
I'm just going out.
Okay.
I did order a body condom from
Okay.
Yeah,
it'll work.
I think so.
Yo, what about the thing where look, the two of us, we got beards. We can't even use a mask properly.
Beards. This could be Corona in our beards right
now.
Right. That could be the thing that's glistening.
Yo, you right. Gosh,
Damn.
I'm gonna have to cut it off. We
can't wear the mask thing.
Yeah. So CDC sent out this report. Facial hair. Yeah. I can't even remember how many it was, but let's say that out of all the pictures, it was like 8 of them is acceptable for the mask.
I don't even believe it. I think there's a man with patchy hair that sent this out because he's just jealous.
He's mad tight.
He watched the Rick Ross video. He's like, fuck this. That's it.
He was like, all these people with beards connecting.
Connections.
Glistening? Nah, we can't.
I use my vitamin oil. Yeah. I use tea tree. I can't get mine.
He was like,
nobody will have.
He was like, oh, the coronavirus?
That's right.
Take them all out. How
we'll
about
all
that?
Be looking like baby face.
The hysteria.
That's it. That is it.
Yeah, he not gonna stop my you ain't gonna stop my beard.
I thought hair was supposed to prevent you from diseases, right? Isn't that why we got the stuff in our nose to capture
before it gets in there?
My wife is not gonna let me. I'm not clipping my nose hairs anymore. She
you
gonna be like, you need to clip.
I
prevented the coronavirus. I've prevented myself from sniffing in the coronavirus. It's the cilia. My cilia is gonna catch it. That's science, dog. Trust me, that is science.
You know what? I feel you.
That's science.
I'm just gonna roll around with it. That's it.
People make up science all the time.
Yeah.
Alternative facts, alternative science.
Yep, you're right.
That my nose hairs have prevented me from receiving.
Well, look. So I realized that chances are I'm not gonna get it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm very antisocial outside of here. Yeah. Like, I mean, I hate to put it that way. So I was just like, it's gonna be going all through the city. I'm be like, damn, it's tough out there in them streets.
Tough out there. Yep.
But Lysol is protecting, so I'm gonna just spray my doorways,
spray everything,
my windows, my hands.
Plus, we're in committed relationships.
Yeah, see, so we ain't gotta worry about it. Why we gotta worry about it? But what else? I mean, what else are we supposed to do? Oh, also the vice president of Iran.
Wow,
she's got it too.
Not surprised though.
No, so
not surprised. Somebody sent that over.
Yeah,
that's SEAL Team
direct
6. Mail. SEAL Team 6.
SEAL Team 6.
I'm sorry. I'm
gonna
put that out there.
They did though.
We're gonna make that. We're gonna make that a thing.
SEAL Team 6 is sending out the coronavirus. I like it.
6 for sure.
All right. So next we got
Okay.
I don't even know.
Just read it. Nigerian man yanks wife teeth out.
Wait,
hold on. Pause. Let's do something with a social experiment with the audience. They're like, Nigerian man.
Yes.
Wife teeth out. Yes. That is horrific. Why are you guys talking
terrible.
about it? It sounds terrible until you find out the reason why.
All right,
this bitch lied about 3 children. He was being a good man. He was being a good man because he's out there. He's working hard. He's
he is.
I want to take my kids to see the world. I want them to see your country. I want them to see my country. I want them to see all the countries. Let's get them passports.
Right.
This bitch got nervous. He's like, I need the birth certificates.
Yeah.
I just need the birth certificates. She's like,
it's not happening.
I gotta go down to City Hall. She started sounding like Ray Charles. I gotta go down to City Hall. So,
just give me the money. I'll get the passports. I'll get the passports.
I'll get it. He's like, but I gotta sign the papers. I noticed. I read it on the website. I gotta sign the papers. He's doing all this. He finds out the damn 3 kids ain't him. He let a couple fly. Boop boop. Listen, you let a couple of pieces fly when you find out that the 3 kids you've been raising and about to take to Europe are not yours. Yeah, I assume it was Europe.
Look, I assumed that it was anywhere.
Anywhere.
And it didn't matter at that point.
It didn't matter. Listen, let's say it was a Disney cruise. It was a Disney cruise that he was taking them on.
It looked like he's still sending them. The coronavirus is there.
It's not his fault. That's
he's going to send her.
You're right. It was just emotion.
Yeah.
It was just emotion.
Ooh. I mean, I don't know how he yanked him out. I
don't know how he yanked him out either.
Did he hold it down?
I hope he hit him out. If he hit him out, if he yanked him out, that's a little medieval. Not that it's any better. Listen, I don't.
You don't think that he went and got like a wrench and was like, ah?
I think we should insert a video. We don't condone any type of violence against women or
anyone for that matter.
Anyone for that matter. But after situations happen, you got to find laughter in something.
So I'm gonna ask you because obviously you got a little bit more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
So you find out 3 of them ain't yours. You yanking teeth out. I just want to know.
That's not my go-to. It's not my go-to.
Okay. But if that's all you had, huh?
Women can't get shaken baby syndrome.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake you. Yeah.
I got us our own rules. I'm going to need a little help after that.
Okay.
I'm going to need some drinks.
I feel you.
Not a Corona, but I'm going to need some drinks.
Pun intended.
Damn.
I like that.
Listen, what are you going to do? It depends on how old the kids are. If they're 18, I just got to let it rock.
Yeah.
I'm going to be emotional, but they my kids now.
Yeah. You're right.
They're common law kids. Is that a thing? Like common law wife?
It's
not.
So the whole thing is, it's weird in America. If you sign the birth certificate, it don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
Your name on the paper.
You know how much work and courts you got to go to get your
That's so
name
crazy.
stricken from the
That's
birth
so
certificate.
crazy.
It's just like
There's no other law that like if I sign my name on your body, right?
Right.
Like it's no, like well he did sign you, Lewis.
yeah, it's
You
mine.
belong to him.
Yeah,
You belong to him.
there's nothing else. Like, yo, look. All right, I go and rob a bank.
Yep.
You find out I didn't.
Yes.
I'm free.
Yes.
I'm done.
That's
you
it.
know, like
That's it.
those are yours.
That's a real interesting situation.
I wonder.
And they act like, well, we can't undo the birth certificate.
Right.
Just get a new one.
Yeah. Take my name. Look, I brought the white out.
Just put someone else in. I can do this. Just give me the paper.
Yeah, we can't do. I can.
set.
I've seen it.
It's all.
It's in the system. Hold on. Pull up the page.
Listen, when I went
delete.
First thing they did in kindergarten was gave me an eraser.
Yeah.
I know how this works, ma'am.
Yes.
Move over. Backspace. Some other nigga.
Yeah.
This is easy.
Yes, exactly.
Pour them.
I don't know if
She'll get her teeth back.
I don't know if I'd yank teeth out.
I wouldn't yank teeth out.
Nah, I mean,
That's some old boy shit.
yeah.
That's some wild shit.
See, old boy. For those who didn't get the reference.
Yeah.
Damn. What would I do though? I probably wouldn't do anything. Like, I wouldn't even let her know I knew yet.
Don't do anything.
I gotta do.
Let's talk low like this.
Yeah, so that she know. I'm gonna start doing all this sneaky stuff.
Yep.
So I'm gonna start hiding one shoe at a time.
One shoe.
So she got she can walk out the house with two shoes, but they're gonna be two opposite shoes. Yeah. And then I'm gonna take the toilet seat off.
Yep.
And just wonder what happened. Like I ain't do it. Then I'm gonna start taking out all the light bulbs from the house. Yeah. I'm gonna just start doing stuff, but I'm gonna be walking around prepared. Like she gonna be like, "How you know though?" And
you know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna put cornstarch in her sneakers so that they get real sweaty and wet. And she develops a bad case of athlete's foot, and then her heels start to crack.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Women don't like crack heels.
You're right. And then call all the manicure places and tell them that she's banned.
She's banned.
She can't.
She don't pay.
she
just email. She no pay.
She no pay.
Then she no pay.
Yeah. She ain't never.
No, you no pay.
Ain't nobody going to take her.
Nobody going to take her. She just walking around with cracked heels. Cracked heels is a motherfucker.
It is. I mean, I ain't have it. I mean, I heard about it. I'm just saying.
It's just about your enjoyment because all you got to think about is them cracked heels. She's like, she's walking around the house uncomfortable.
So actually, before we move on, and because we're speaking about this, there is another subject that I totally forgot that we should speak about.
Okay, let's go.
Since it's not all over social media outlets haven't been putting it out there.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about husbands and wives.
Yeah.
And people have crucified this man all over the internet.
Wow.
With allegations based on his past history. But Johnny Depp had 80 hours of conversations and video with Amber Heard after she had said that he abused her last year. And now they're going through their divorce. Yeah. And it turns out that all these recordings are stating about how much she's the one who beats him up. She's the one who fights him. She's the one who calls him. Get out of here. And she's been at all these woman marches and stuff.
Oh shoot.
And
playing the whole role.
Right. And
she's a Gone Girl. She did Gone Girl.
And the media won't and the media hasn't put out
Blackout.
many
Where's
stories.
TMZ on this?
Yeah. So they put out they're actually the ones who put out the first day of the tape, but
okay.
Nobody else is saying anything about it or
where's Gail?
Crucifying her or nothing. So it's crazy because I mean obviously Johnny Depp had a wild youth. So early in the 90s and the 2000s he has he has Robert Downey Jr. He has trying to come back, and rectify his wrongs and stuff. Sure. But because of his past, she kind of used it against him.
Wow.
So now these recordings are coming out, and basically, there some of the clips are out there. You can hear it. Her going off. It's wild.
Getting in on him.
Yeah.
Poor Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna give him a hug.
I know, right? That's tough. He should yank out her teeth.
Listen, a lot of allegations be popping up.
Yep.
and sometimes it's just not the right time for it.
You're right.
We seen it in the recent passing of Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
We didn't get to talk about this. I'm not that into sports,
Right.
but I absolutely know who Kobe Bryant is.
Right.
And I've absolutely know his history.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I guess it's a different perspective from being a person who's not into ball like that. But being into a person who's able to achieve something so spectacular and so amazing that Kobe Bryant has done.
Right.
You're into sports. What did Kobe Bryant mean to you?
Yo, so I discovered basketball probably mid-90s.
Okay.
I come from a family that plays basketball. I played basketball all the way into the military. I played in the military.
Oh.
But to know, if you don't know who Kobe Bryant is, Kobe Bryant pretty much, especially with the old generation to the new generation, is one of those players that bridged that gap and easily was an all-time great, top 10 player of all time.
Yep.
People who loved Michael Jordan, the younger generation got to still see Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant because he basically has the exact same game.
Absolutely. Intensity,
the drive, the dedication, and was a very impactful person even off the floor. And people didn't even get to realize that until his last 2 or 3 years when they realized how amazing a person he was.
Yep.
And
his interests, all the work, what he was trying to pass on to his lineage, including his daughter.
Right. And to show how amazing, how diverse his interests were. I mean, his first year, retired, he gets an Oscar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, right?
Right. And it just shows worldwide, all sports, non-sports, how much he affected people.
Yep.
And I was telling a lot of people that, especially for people who love basketball, you're not going to really understand the loss until you think about the fact that basketball's been around for a couple decades. And there are a handful, I literally mean a handful, maybe 5 people in the top 50 players of all time who are dead.
You're right. So many. I didn't know that until people were talking about it. I ended up, people always have on ESPN, and they were talking about how many players are still alive.
Right.
So for him to go is kind of crazy. It's like older players still hobbling around that are still alive, and it's like, wow. In comparison to them, he's a super young man.
Right.
Super, super young man.
We're in the Boston, New England area, and Bill Russell is still alive.
Still alive.
From championships from the 50s, 60s.
Crazy.
So it's just imagine that someone who's a third of his age has passed.
Yeah.
So
intense. This is intense. It was hearing about it, my wife was home, and then my mother called me because my brother told her, and they were like, oh, turn on TV. And then it's interesting to see how everybody connects to this loss in a different way. And I think I was more connected to the loss because of a person who has a daughter.
Right.
Has a daughter probably close to
Gianna's
age. And it was like, to be just imagining that moment that they're there together.
Right.
This might be our last moments here on Earth. It's a real intense place to be and to think about. But rest in peace, Kobe, Gianna.
The people who are on there,
the families, the pilot, the coach's family.
Yeah, for one of the other stories that is probably one of the saddest that I really think that, because a lot of people don't know the other people. It was a lot of parents and kids or something. One of those families is the 2 parents and the child, and they still had a child who wasn't on the plane.
Yes.
And I mean, on the helicopter.
No sibling, no parent.
Right. And that's
a matter of hours.
So sad, man.
It is.
So rest in peace
Life
to the
is
family
precious,
that's there.
man. Life is precious. You got to live it to the fullest. Rest in peace, guys.
But on another note.
Okay. So I'll read it how it was written. Florida residents really be packing.
Really
be
packing.
And that's what's called a double entendre, ladies and gentlemen. Because in this story, this lady convinced her boyfriend to get in a suitcase to see if he fits. She zipped his ass up and never unzipped it.
Yeah.
She suffocated him in the suitcase that he willingly entered.
Why? He was cheating.
Doesn't matter. Okay, what's worse, yanking teeth out or packing somebody in the suitcase? How do you get in?
I don't know. I told you what my theory was. I think that she was like, because guys are dumb. Mm-hmm. She probably did it on a Sunday. He's watching the new XFL.
Yeah.
He's like, I just wish she would just leave me alone. Uh-huh. What you want, babe? And she's like, this suitcase is so big. I wonder if it fit a body. Look, I'll get in first, and then you get in.
Yeah,
but get in.
She never got it. She never came after me. Just imagine how this is like Kill Bill on steroids.
Literally. So, but what's my
what's fucked up? If it was me, I'd have been in the suitcase like this. Just trying to kill Bill my way out of it. 1-inch punch.
But what's my favorite part of this story? My favorite part.
Let's go.
When the authorities asked her why and what happened, she goes, we was playing hide and seek.
He was playing hide and seek.
So I wasn't even thinking about this before, but I would have been like,
I didn't seek.
I would have been like, so you mean to tell me he got in the suitcase and zipped himself in?
And if he was able to zip in,
he couldn't zip out. But I couldn't find him.
I couldn't find him.
Maybe he had help.
Oh, we was playing hide and seek.
So you mean to tell me it was a group of y'all playing hide and seek, and none of y'all found him or decided to look for him after?
Officer, we play games all the time. I played nurse. We played hide and seek today. I don't know what happened. I loved it in him.
So you mean to tell me that these messages of you screaming at him about him cheating on you had nothing to do?
Officer, I think I know where you're going with this. I seen Gone Girl and I seen enough of J-Lo. That's not what happened, I promise.
So you mean to tell me that you didn't kill him?
What? And then she goes, R. Kelly. By kill, what do you mean? Exactly. What do you mean by killing?
Ma'am, you have the right to remain silent.
I have read To Kill a Mockingbird, but I don't know. You know how people stop, women start, I don't know. Men can't handle crying.
Yeah, nah.
So the detectives were like, whoa. I don't know.
What we gonna do here, guys?
I don't know.
Get up and get me out of here.
I don't know.
What's the safe word?
Yeah. Oh, Florida bitches be packing. All right. We're just going to leave that there. Oh, this was intense. I didn't even read the article, so I'll let you go. Teen in prison for killing pedophile.
All right. So.
What state is this?
Oh, this may be Florida, too. Because we know the last one was in Florida.
So wait.
Oh, no. This was Alabama, if I'm correct. I'm almost certain it was Alabama.
That's probably another stand your ground state.
Yeah, she stood all her ground.
All these people be talking about this self-defense stuff.
Uh-huh.
A person is continuously raping you, molesting you, taking advantage of you. This is literally the time where stand your ground should be understood.
You are correct, sir.
But now her ass is standing in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. But this is not the first time we've seen this. What was it? Isn't that girl recently came out?
Yeah, from Boston, right?
That's crazy. We really don't care, bro.
No, it's wild, man. I'm telling you.
Who prosecutes that? I'm not taking it up as the DA.
Oh, I found the article finally.
Okay.
This is what I do. Her name is Crystal.
Crystal.
Yo, it'd be tough out here, and I hate. All right, I hate talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
But her name is Crystal. CHRYSTUL.
Life.
Anyways, they're gonna give up.
That's what happened. That's what happened. The judge seen the spelling of her name and said, "Life."
Yeah, she not going.
Why do people do these weird spellings?
I have, and man, all right. So the guy, his name is, in case y'all looking for him, Randy Volar, VOLAR.
Yep.
She was 19 years old at the time, and this man has been sexually abusing her since 16.
Oh my gosh.
So
Was he related to them?
To make it worse, police discovered videos 4 months before she killed him. He was arrested in 2018 for multiple counts and released out on bail. And it was months later when she ended up killing him.
Okay.
And
that's the judge's fault. You set the bail too low.
You set the bail period.
People be in there for zero bail or $1 million bail because that means you don't want them to get out. And all they do is sell a little paraphernalia. You got this person raping somebody for years, right, and they have the ability now to get out. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. And I guess she fled, and I guess this is a big thing is she was found in Milwaukee. It's crazy. It's crazy. If you want to see, find the district attorney. His name is Michael Gravely. Mm-hmm. Go find him, write to him, email him, harass him.
That's right.
Something or another. But yeah, no, this is crazy in itself, where it's you. And I mean, I'm one of these, like, rehabilitation, like, is very important. Yes. This, that, and the other, the opportunity to, but we can't live in a country or a state or be somewhere where we preach justice, but we have people who judge or are political or in these positions, and they're not objective and not fair and not seeking justice
at all.
It's so difficult because I don't want to make things about race, but for the fact that, like, if she's black and he's white,
yep,
if it was the other way around, this guy would not be getting out of jail.
Death penalty.
He would, right. This trial would be on it. Yeah. And for the fact that we make it about race means that it's relatable to these people in positions.
Yeah.
Because now you can see yourself as the accused instead of the accuser.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
It's so tough.
And even if they have a daughter, they don't see that daughter being the same as that 16-year-old girl.
Exactly.
When I see her, I hear about my child, you know what I'm saying? Or my sister or my aunt. Like, every woman is connected. Like, so it feels like, oh, this is real. But some people, they are totally disconnected. And that's the race issue. Right. They identify more with the person who is the victimizer as opposed to the victim, depending on the color. And that's sad. It's sad, man.
And it's tough because you kind of need a coronavirus to reset things.
Some of these people.
Yeah. Because then you're going to kind of realize that, like, oh, we're supposed to be working together.
We're supposed to be working together.
Oh, I didn't get this before.
Some people don't get that.
Right.
They don't get that.
It's tough. It is exceptionally tough to know that you drive someone to do something. You know what I mean? Because you're not actually giving the justice that you're
going to say she's in the right mind?
Right.
The trauma that she's experienced for those amount of years, your decision making is already off.
Right.
Why should I feel to leave you alive when the justice system didn't take care of you? Nah, B.
Yeah.
And I'm not an eye for an eye person. I just understand it.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? I get it. Because those feelings will pop up in me.
Right. I mean, if justice is the trial, like, let's get to it. Like,
let's get it going.
Let's not even play around with this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like the system is what the system is.
Yeah.
If it's the other way around and we're getting so many of these plea deals, then this should be simple. If you got the videos.
It's also the stories that we tell about our communities and we tell about the world. We hyperbolize. Drugs destroyed our communities.
Right.
We don't talk about all the sexual assault and how that's affecting men and women, boys and girls, and how that's affecting your mind.
Right.
Way more than people who were smoking marijuana and crack. We tell these stories, but we don't really tell the true story that these are the things that are long lasting. This is lifelong. That trauma is lifelong for her, and she's experiencing even more now that she's locked up.
I don't know. It's tough to fix a system when the system is broken, and a broken system is trying to fix it. You know?
Speaking of fixing the systems, since the last time we sat down, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do know. There's a lot of people who listen to us from other countries.
Yes.
So we'll just let you know. Right now, we're in. Would you call this an election cycle? Is this an election cycle?
Yeah, this is
it.
Right.
We're
determining
this year.
We're determining who the candidates are.
Who the candidates
to go
are
for this,
and then voting in November of this year for who's going to be our next president of the United States. Whether it's going to be the incumbent, is that what you?
Yeah.
So Donald Trump, if he's going to be the next
Clearly,
his second term,
what we are hoping will not happen.
Absolutely, that's what the loose candidates stand.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be one of these Democrats? And a lot have dropped out.
Yeah, they did.
All I got to say is that a lot of pepper's gone. All we got is salt.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make the best of the salt.
You're right.
I'm going to make the best of his salt.
Yeah. Do you still have a dog in this race?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I've been on salt side from last year.
Yeah.
I'm sad to see Pepper and Sasson go.
Yeah, you right though. You right now.
But there's some old age salt.
Yeah.
That I'm
rolling with the iodized right there.
That's it.
Old Faithful right
old
there.
Old strong salt.
Yep. I
Kick
mean,
you right in the butt salt.
You know, I was rolling with that young Yang.
Listen,
that was my man.
I enjoyed Yang's ideas.
Yeah.
And I thought that it would not be a bad presidency. You know who I really have a problem with?
Who?
Pete Buttigieg.
You have a problem with Pete?
I don't trust him.
I feel you.
I don't trust him at all. I believe he if he's not bought already, he could be bought in a second. I think he's bought already. To be in the race this long and to have no history. Think about it. A mayor from what, in Indiana? South Bend?
Yeah.
South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah.
A mayor. Like, just think about the comparison of, like, a mayoralship means nothing to me when you're in a small town. You already aren't dealing with such a large
You're not
structure.
one of the top 10 metro cities.
No.
Right.
New York mayor, I will listen to you any day. You're already dealing with so many different people.
Right.
And you're dealing with the melting pot that America is. Even if you do it wrong, you still have dealt with such a large structure.
Right.
Such a large government. The next level would only be America. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a presidency. So those people, senators, all these people, I would listen to more than a mayor. And I'm trying to figure out who's really interested in Pete. Who put the first coin in the hat for Pete and why?
Right.
Why? I don't know what his original idea is. At least with Yang, I can understand that he was able to cut through with this idea of UBI. And he's hammered that on in. So anybody would jump on with the interest of what UBI would be and what that would do for us. Bernie, we've seen from 2016. So we know Elizabeth Warren was around there. All of these people, senators, we've seen them. Kamala Harris, all of them.
I think that what Pete got was, whoever's supporting him, I don't want to say that.
Manchurian. I'm saying
can't with
Manchurian.
you. No. I think that this was kind of necessary, and this was kind of like a let's see how much of the minority of the minorities would go, because I feel like he's the off. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of people who are still, all right, like even let's say Democrats who are the I don't want to say open-minded, but who's the most objective to quality. So it's like, if you see him as a good person, it doesn't matter what his personal life is like.
Yeah.
And I think it was that.
Yeah.
So you have everybody who's supporting different causes, different cultures, who can identify more with him than anything else.
That's right.
And I think that it was a point of to see how much of America it really is that.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, obviously, if we didn't have such forward thinkers as Bernie and Yang, he definitely probably would have so much more.
You're right. You're right. You know, I think they look at him as this malleable. Literally, he's taking his place right now.
Right.
He's supposed to be the centrist of the Democratic Party, which I think is a weird thing, because we consider Bernie like far left.
Right.
I don't think he's far left.
Right.
I think the ideas make the most sense.
Right.
Even Yang's idea, like, it made the most sense.
Right.
When you look at the reasons why our economy is moving in the direction everybody was just a second ago. Yeah, Trump got the economy doing so good. Yeah, what you gonna do now? Crash, like
fall.
Yes, because the best thing Yang has said is, like, there's no way that we could just measure our economy based off the stock market.
Right.
If it was here or not here tomorrow, say every institution went privatized, then what do you have? You don't have a stock market, but you still have an economy. So there's more to the economy. At the end of the day, all companies need people with disposable income.
Right.
Yang was going to make the disposable income happen.
Right.
Bernie is making the disposable income happen in a different way. You're shifting the burden of what you would have paid, slashing it in half.
Back to the government.
Exactly.
Right.
And giving it to you in a different way. Because if your kids can go to state school and not have to pay a dime, they're already on the upper hand.
Right.
Because their net worth starts at what they have in their bank account.
Right.
They don't have any debt. Most people accumulate debt in college. They don't have a credit card before then.
Right.
They get the student loan, then they get the credit card.
Right.
So now if we can avoid the student loan, we could probably avoid the credit card.
Right.
Zero debt coming out of college.
Right.
This is it's so weird, because when you have these conversations, everybody's like, Bernie and Elizabeth don't understand math. They're the only ones that understand math.
Yo. Yeah.
They're the only ones.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the government needs revenue.
Right.
The only way that you get revenue is from taxes.
Right.
And if you don't have enough revenue, you have to raise taxes. It's not an emotional thing.
Right.
And so if you have to raise taxes, who can you raise taxes from? Not the person who already is struggling.
Right.
You have to go where the money is. I'm not saying take all of somebody's money.
Right.
But I'm also saying it's nowhere near all of your money.
Right.
And also, if you have a lot of money, you generally have used more of the government's services.
Right.
You're invested in the stock market.
Right.
That is fully controlled and structured by our government.
Right.
And all of the fail-safes of banking all come from our government. You need more of that structure.
Right.
Because you are using more of it. Amazon, why should they be paying more in taxes? Their trucks are all over our roads.
Right.
They're delivering packages consistently. You only drive back and forth to work. Amazon is driving 15, 20 hours a day. So is Walmart.
Right.
They're using more of our services and the resources that are funded by the government. And of course, we got to take all of our fair share.
Right.
For some of us, the thing is, it's so weird because with taxes, at the end of the day, it's like, when the next person that tells me I pay too much in taxes, I'll be like, well, make less money.
Right.
That's on you, bro.
Right.
Just make less money. I'm not going to do that. Well, then there's a benefit to you paying those more taxes, because with more taxes come more money. It's simple. It's simple. We all pay the same taxes if we have the same situation and make the same amount of money. You make $1 million, I make $1 million. We both host podcasts, got the same deductions. We pay the same amount. What's not fair about that?
It's crazy because everyone who's against either Warren or Sanders is basically the same thing. It's just like people miss out on the understanding of what the concept is. It's like, all right, well, he's, whether you believe that it's a communist or a socialist idea, it's just like a lot of our government is based on this. A lot of democracy is based on this concept. And it's just like, all right, well, he's doing this or he's doing that. And it's just like, we do a lot of that already. It's just like, oh, so we shouldn't make these enterprises, based on the government, or we should, everything should be private. So it's just like, all right, you're right. So the next time that your house is on fire, make sure you make that $2,000 down payment first before the fire truck gets to your house.
Yes.
Because we're going to just privatize the fire department.
It will happen.
Right.
But what's so funny is the people who champion it so much are the ones who will be victimized by it.
Right.
Because Jeff Bezos and them will have it on deck.
Right.
They good. They don't care about you.
Right.
You need to care about the people like you.
Right.
And you're like most of the country. You're not like them.
Right.
There's people who are out here who are making whatever money and think like, oh, I need to do these things so I can protect my first $1 million. Bro, you're probably not going to make $1 million, number one.
Right.
And if you do, those aren't the people we talking about.
Right.
We talking about those. Bloomberg, $65 billion, bro. I see somebody, they did a little sample of like, if 1 grain of rice represented $10,000, how many grains of rice would represent his wealth versus the average person's wealth? He had a whole Chinese it
buffet.
It was crazy, bro. It was crazy, and to think about that, that's not for each dollar. That's large. That's
a large sum, $10,000, which most people don't have.
$65 billion is a huge amount of money.
Right.
It's a huge amount of money. Even if you don't protect it, he's still fine.
Right.
Even if he pays so much in taxes, he's still fine.
Right.
It's about you, the regular average person. You're the one who's getting hit every time. Your health insurance matters to you when you make $100,000 or $150,000. People have this misconception. They talking about, oh, we're going to take away insurance from 150 billion people who love the insurance they have. No. Those 150 million people don't love their insurance.
Right.
They just have the opportunity to have it, but they don't love it.
Exactly.
Most of those people aren't in unions. A lot of unions have great insurance.
Right.
But that don't represent most of the pie.
Right, exactly.
Most of the people are paying high premiums and still got to meet that deductible, still got to meet all these things, still got to come out of pocket. All that shit sucks.
Right.
You paying $12,000 a year for that premium, and then on top of that.
If this is my biggest thing, because we have this idea that capitalism is better because of this scenario, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if capitalism is better because of this scenario, that means that it's worldwide, the way that it affects. So everywhere that there's private insurance and we pay, let's say we pay $500 a month for our premium. That means that my $500 should mean more for the healthcare here than somewhere else where they're paying $500 for the healthcare.
That's right.
My $500 for this healthcare shouldn't equate to $50 or $100 somewhere else where their healthcare is better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing. Like, it would make more sense if it was like, oh, we're going to diminish the value of the healthcare we have. It's not even equal to the healthcare somewhere else at the same price.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It'd be so different if we was getting what the money was valued at.
Yeah.
Right now, if I'm paying $500 for my healthcare and it's only $25 or $30 worth in value somewhere else.
That's right.
That is, you would say that is a steal.
That's it.
And this is the point that people don't get. They're just like, oh, well, other nations have it because of... No, the other nations have it because they've built their system the way it's supposed to be built.
And also, if the pot is big... Listen, at the end of the day, I think people don't just understand the simple principles of insurance. Huge pot of people. Most of it is millions of people. Hopefully, most of those people don't have to use any of the services.
Right.
So, those costs for the people who do have to use the services are now taken care of based off of everybody paying in. And then down the line, if you ever have to use the service, it's going to be there for you.
Right.
So it's a constant flow of money. You pay in hopes that you never have to be paid out.
Right.
Nobody is like, man, I paid a lot in health insurance over the years. I need to get some cancers.
Right.
So I can get my money's worth. Like, no, you don't want money's worth of health insurance.
Right.
It's peace of mind.
Right.
So therefore, 300-something million people are included into a policy. That's like combining all of the insurance companies.
Right.
So you have more healthy people included paying in to help pay for some of the sick people.
Right.
And then you have different incentives, because now if it's a government thing, the government is going to be like, you know what? It's actually cheaper for us to just pay for your Planet Fitness.
Right.
Why? Because if I pay for Planet Fitness and you go and you start getting healthy,
it's preventative maintenance.
It's preventative maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody's off of blood pressure medicine.
Right.
Everybody's off of diabetes medicine. So those are consistent things. Now we're just focusing on extreme cases, the large things. And that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. The bigger the pot, the better. If you don't think single payer will work, then you automatically don't think health insurance works either.
Right.
Because it's the same system. You're just increasing the pot.
Right.
So if tomorrow everybody got health insurance, but they were all with different companies, it's still the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can control actually what you get. I don't have choice. I don't know what people say. Even in unions, you don't have choice.
Right.
You don't get to pick what you get. In car insurance, you can definitely say, I want this and that. You don't get to pick anything.
Right, exactly.
Your company comes to you with 2 or 3 things and says, here, take it or leave it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you take it.
Right.
Plus, if you are a small business, you would be smart to say, you know what, I want Medicare for all or single payer, because then I don't have to pay the other part of the premium for my employees. Because you don't pay your whole premium.
Right.
Part of your wages are what the company is paying for your premium. Right. So let's say your premium actually costs $25,000. You've only been paying 10 of it. Your company's been paying 15 through your union or whatever. Instead of that, the company doesn't pay 15 anymore. The company actually now gives you the additional $10,000 a year in wages, and they save $5,000. Who doesn't win in this?
Right.
Math. Come on, guys.
They don't know math.
This is simple stuff. It's simple stuff when you sit down and you don't get hung up on terms.
Right.
I'm not hung up on terms of capitalism, socialism. I don't start with any terms. I start with, what do people want? What do people want to feel? How do people want to feel? What's best for everybody? And when you figure out what's best for everybody, it definitely don't live on the Republican side right now.
Right. And this is why people are so afraid of Bernie, because if
people will be happy. They'll never go back.
If people are worried about what happens with anti-lobbying, and he's like, all right, well, we won't have lobbyists no more, and people can't pay. It's just like most of the politicians are going to be like, what are we going to do now? Oh, we're going to actually have to look out for the people?
What the hell, people?
Right.
We don't know how to do that.
Right. I mean, my biggest thing is you can tell how corrupt the industry is when it's like something like tobacco, where tobacco will put money on both sides. If you're willing to pay for both sides just to make sure that you get what you want,
that's it.
How do I think that this politician is going to look for me?
They're not.
You know what I mean?
They're not. But what we also got to make sure that we say, because as much as there's corruption in politics, it's very easy for us to remove the corruption in politics if we target removing the corruption in politics. Because at the end of the day, you are incentivized to keep your job.
Right.
So therefore, we have to incentivize differently to keep your job. The results need to yield whether you keep your job or not. Because a lot of people really don't understand. You get emotional, and people are like, I don't want to pay for other people's shit. If you have health insurance anyway, you're paying for other people's shit.
Right.
If you have car insurance, you didn't have the accident in 5 years.
Right.
Somebody did.
Right.
You
Someone else
paid
is
for
getting
some other person's shit. That's the only way that these things work.
Right.
So either you want these policies, you want health insurance, car insurance, any insurance, homeowners insurance, or not.
Right.
Because you pay for other people's shit. That's the only way things work. Our money works better in groups.
Right.
It works better. That's why
It's buying power.
buying power. And that's why the billionaire shit is so bad, because it decreases the buying power of millions of people
Right.
and increases the buying power for one person.
Right.
Because that can change the life. That fluctuation, let's say we take 60 billion from Bloomberg and we shift that over to families.
Right.
A lot of people just want a little extra food.
Right.
You know, some people don't want chicken all the time.
Right.
People are imagining like a world. Everybody's like, oh, Americans are so spoiled. They're doing so great. No, people still going hungry.
Right.
We're not so great. We got poor people in the street. We got a homelessness crisis. It's not that great. We don't give a rat's ass about a lot of people. It's wild. It's a wild, wild west out here. But what do we know? We're just sitting on our director's chairs and our new setup at the Loose Cannons podcast.
I hope y'all like it.
Oh, my goodness. I hope you like it. New camera. Tell us about the way the footage looks.
Please
Let us
do.
know. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. This was another good episode.
Right.
Guys, it was nice sitting down with you.
It was awesome.
I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons podcast, because we sit down and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture.
What else?
Politics.
What else?
Movies and TV and how they all intersect. And this week
Yes.
we did a power recap.
Yes.
And we're doing
the photograph.
a photograph.
What?
So stay tuned, guys. Listen, we got a lot of things coming. I just want to say Patreon. Just throwing that out. Patreon.
Power.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.